Right. Today we are going to look at visual storytelling and why it is so important in movies, in comics, in video games, in any type of media. And we're going to look at one of the most famous scenes in movie history, the double sunset on Tatooine in Star Wars A New Hope. So, let's so some people might be saying, what is visual storytelling? Well, visual storytelling is, while it's so important, you you don't really see it. Don't see it. Okay? That's because it's supposed to be subtle. I can write subtle. Good visual storytelling is subtle. Okay? If it wouldn't be subtle, then right here the scene would be like Luke wants to leave. That's not very subtle, okay? So let's break down the scene and see how this uses visual storytelling to perfectly describe what's going on while not straight out saying it. So during this scene, Luke goes outside of his house and looks upon the double sunset, which he's thinking about space. This is when he learns Obi-Wan is talking to him about, there's other stuff out there. He wants to leave. His aunt and uncle won't let him go. So let's see. One of the most important things about visual storytelling is the rule of thirds. Rule of thirds is basically splitting everything into, obviously, thirds. Split this roughly into thirds. And the rule of thirds means that it's just more interesting to draw your eyes to instead of it being straight in the center. Okay, it's just more interesting when it's on the side. So see how Luke is in the center, but he's off to the side a little bit. This signifies that he is important in this scene. And the sunset is off to the side as well. So your eyes are instantly drawn to this sunset. Here's his house that he's coming out of, but at the same time, he's not looking at it. He's looking out there. So he's wanting to go. He's wanting to leave his house. And he's looking at the sunset, signifying there's something else out there. Look at all of this open space too. I should have done this on a different layer. Oh well. Look at all of this open space. It's not a lot here. Okay, but look at this big hole right here, signifying an obstacle in Luke's way. So he has to get over that obstacle in order to get out. He's not looking back. He's looking forward. He's ready to go. So at the same time, let's go back to Luke being in the center. Okay, so here's his home. Oops. Here's his space where he wants to go. But he's in the middle. He's trying to decide what to do. Right? He's not sure. So he's in between his home and space. But he's kind of leaning a little bit towards space, so he might be leaning towards that decision. Okay. And look at all of the colors in this scene. Right? There's a big sunset up here. Very pretty. But at the same time, it's all the same color over here. Even Luke, he's the same color. Signifying that it's kind of all the same over here. There isn't that much excitement out here. And he is wanting to leave. So look at all the stuff that I just found in this this is just a screenshot of the scene, and you know, and there's not a single word spoken in this scene. I mean, obviously it's a screenshot, but even in the movie, there's not a single word spoken. Just to show, and you can figure this all out by just looking at it. Pretty interesting, right? And you know, it's all here. There's all this work put into it, but it's subtle. Okay, it's subtle because it is showing. Not, I keep hitting the button on my pen, not telling. It's probably the most important part about visual storytelling. You want to show, not tell. You want to make the viewer think a little bit. You know, you might not find it out the first time you're watching the movie, but upon multiple viewings, you might pick some stuff out. That's what separates a good movie from a fantastic movie.